Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Slow Customs. Today's custom will be on Klaus, the German locomotive. Now Klaus is based off of a design by a German engineer, but I'm pretty sure that none of his class was made. I think he was just a strictly design and never got really officially made. But this version of his design is based off of the Roblox game Speedy Skip model. Now, I really liked his model of Klaus, but there were some things that I wanted to change, so I decided to make him in wooden. I did want to make Klaus in a wooden form almost 2 years ago when I saw a model version of the design on like YouTube that popped up in my feed, and I never really got around to it because he was kind of complicated, and for me my skill for modeling was nothing compared how it was today, or how it is today. Not saying I have any overwhelming skill, but yeah. So let's get into it. His main chassis here is made out of a Winter Wonderland Thomas chassis. I just pried that off and took the snowplow off and put a magnet that I had laying around in its place. It looks decently. I could probably touch up the connection better, but yeah. The main running board here is different from Speedy Skip's because he doesn't really have a running board in front of his face or boiler or whatever. But I decided to give him that because for the how I scaled it, it looked kind of awkward. So, yeah. The face for Klaus, I'll turn him to his side here so you can see him better. The face was taken off of my Mark custom. By the way, the wheels for this custom came off of him. But it was the only real face that I had on hand, so I decided to take him from him, and Mark is just sitting on my ledge right now because I don't know what to do with him. So yeah. The smoke deflectors have his nameplate. The nameplate is just simple paper. Didn't want to do anything too complex, and I think it looks nice. The headlamp here is just a small dowel that I cut down and stuck on with hot glue. The funnel is from the Winter Wonderland Thomas. I use him a lot. I use a lot of Thomases for my custom just because he's the most common. So, yeah. Moving back here, his cylinders are made out of pencil that I just cut down. They're all pretty even. One or two may be uneven with each other, but I don't really mind. I want to say arch goes over top of the wheel, but in reality it's connected to the wheel right about here. So moving to the wheel, which is obviously the elephant. The wheel obviously does not move. For me, I was not able to think of a way it could move without losing a bunch of detail or making it too complicated. So I decided just to cut out pieces of cardboard and paint the wheel on. So the side rods, or rods, I don't really know what these are called. Probably side rods. They go into the cylinders with toothpicks. Pretty simple. Looks nice. Gets the job done. Now, moving back here to the cab, the wheel for the cab is just a simple off-brand piece that I cut down and stuck on with a piece of cardboard. So, yeah. The main cab is just a piece of wood that I cut down and shaped. The part that goes up onto the arch is a simple molding putty that instead of molding, I just stuck on and it dried. So, looks nice. The 247, I don't know if that's the official number of the engine, but I decided just to give him one because all engines need a number, really. But that's my thinking, though. So, yeah. The cab is also based off of Speedy Skips. So, yeah. The other side here, I think, looks a little bit more messier, in my opinion, just because I accidentally had a leak from my paint pen, which I used to paint the wheel on, and it ended up smearing out everywhere. So, tried to touch it up. I think it decently fixed it. So, yeah. Again, with the toothpicks as the side rods, they go across. On the back here, he also has just the same lining that he had with the yellow and red and blue. I think I got the blue correct with how close it was to Speedy Skip's version, but not the original designs, which I think is alright. Looking up top here, quick thing, he does have a bridge that spans across the wheels. I assume that's what holds the wheels from falling over, so yeah. Oh, and his bogie does swivel, so he can go around the curves that I'll have. He is able to go around the the wide curves that I have, but I'm not sure he's able to go around the smaller ones. Maybe, I don't know, I haven't tested it, but it's very unlikely I'll use him in that sense. But since he goes around the curve and his bogie swivels, I elevated the wheels so that they're not technically touching the track, just so when he did turn, they didn't catch on the track edges. So, yeah, that will be the main body for Klaus, and now we'll get on to his tender. So this is Klaus's tender. It's pretty different from Speedy Skip's version, but I think for a tender, it looks pretty good for the size of locomotive that Klaus is. And I know I keep saying Klaus, that's probably not how you pronounce it. I don't know if I already said this, but if you guys want to correct me on Klaus's name, just drop it in the comments. I kind of need to know, so... Yeah. The tender body is just a simple cardboard box I made, or rectangle mostly. The chassis for his tender is just a 92 chassis from a diesel. Just pried that off. Came off pretty easy, which is nice. He has the H and S symbol or lettering. I don't know what that stands for, but it is on the official sketches. So I decided to add that because his tender looked bare. So the top here, he has his water hatch, which is just a thing of hot glue that I molded, and the coal was pried off of a off-brand coal load that I had. I have a lot of off-brand stuff that I just use for customs. The other side here, I think the and symbol is a lot simpler or a lot cleaner than the other side, but oh well. He also does have the yellow lining that goes across both front side and back side, so yeah. That will be Klaus. Now, he can't fit on the entire set with his tender, but yeah. So that will be Klaus the German locomotive. Hope you guys enjoyed this custom, and I did not mean to post this so early. I did intend for this custom to get done much later, but I ended up getting it done last night and finished touch-ups today. So I'll probably, now that I have finished Klaus, I'll probably take a break for the next month so I can get used to the YouTube or the school schedule. So kind of contradicted myself in last video, but oh well. I have created a custom that I am very proud of. So hope you guys enjoyed this custom, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.